100 videos ago, in Lecture 1, Video 1, I said this: teaching computers to read is one of the strangest, hardest, most human things a field has ever attempted. And that if you stuck with me for 100 videos, you would walk out with a real picture of the field. Not a marketing picture, not an intro course cartoon, a real one. If you are watching this, you did it. This is video 100 of 100, and I owe you a proper closing. Welcome to the finale. Today, a recap of the whole 10-lecture arc so you can see the shape of what we built together, 4 resource recommendations for what to read and watch next, and a proper thank you. This one is not going to end with a tease for the next video, because there is no next video. This is it. We need to resolve the running puzzle. LLMs occupy a novel category. Text-grounded semantic engines with partial grounding and unusual blind spots. Both extremes of that debate are wrong. The whole reason the course could land that point is that we spent 9 lectures building the machinery required to ask it seriously. And that arc is what we are going to recap now. Today's, well, not quite a puzzle, more of an offering. You came in wanting to understand this field. You have now seen its shape at every level, from tokens to transformers, from bias to alignment, from historical dead ends to open problems. The offering is this. Where do you point your attention next? I have 4 specific recommendations that I stand behind, and then a thank you. Today's 3 beats. First, a walk through the 10-lecture arc, what each lecture actually gave you. Second, 4 resources for where to go next. 2 books, 1 video series, 1 systems book. Third, a proper thank you, and a small challenge for what to do with what you learned. Beat 1, the arc, Lecture 1, where language actually lives. The 3 big questions: reference, meaning, and structure. The philosophical setup for everything that followed. Lecture 2, corpora, Zipf's law, common crawl, the invisible substrate the entire field runs on. Lecture 3, tokenization and normalization. BPE, word piece, the step everyone underestimates until they debug their first tokenizer bug at 3 in the morning. Lecture 4, syntax, parse trees, dependency structure, the place where linguists and computer scientists had their most productive fight for 40 years. Lecture 5, semantics and embeddings, word2vec, glove, the pivot that made every downstream task easier. Lecture 6, how deep learning ate NLP. 10 videos from perceptron to transformer, the technical backbone of the modern field. Lecture 7, core NLP tasks, machine translation, sentiment analysis, named entity recognition, question answering, the applications the field ships. Lecture 8, speech, from spectrograms to whisper, the other half of language technology most courses skip. Lecture 9, LLMs and retrieval, scaling laws, in-context learning, RAG, the current state of the art. And Lecture 10, the one you are finishing, dialogue systems, multimodal NLP, author profiling, bias, hallucination, evaluation, alignment, open problems, the understanding question. 10 videos on where the frontier actually is and what still keeps researchers up at night. If you followed the whole arc, you now have a stack that starts at "Why is language hard?" and ends at "Here is where the field is stuck right now." That is the shape of it. Beat 2, what to point your attention at next. Resource 1, the Anchor textbook. Jurafsky and Martin Speech and Language Processing, 3rd edition. Open access on the Stanford website. It is what we have been citing every video. It is the definitive graduate-level textbook. If you only pick one thing to keep on your desk for the next 5 years, pick this. Resource 2, Ruslan Mitkov's Oxford Handbook of Computational Linguistics, 2nd edition 2022. A different structure. Chapters written by different world experts. Denser but broader coverage. Excellent second read alongside Jurafsky and Martin. Resource 3, Andrej Karpathy's Neural Networks Zero to Hero YouTube series. Free, long form. Karpathy walks you through building a mini GPT from scratch in PyTorch. If you have watched all 100 videos of this course, you have the conceptual scaffolding. Karpathy's series gives you the hands-on scaffolding. The 2 of them together are a serious foundation. Resource 4, Chip Huyen's Designing Machine Learning Systems, O'Reilly 2022. Because building an LLM in a notebook is not the same as running one in production, Chip's book is the best current treatment of the system side. If you plan to ship anything, read it. Beat 3. Thank you. Genuinely. Making a 100-video course is a lot of work, and it does not exist unless people are on the other side watching. So, thank you for your attention, for your comments, for the corrections you sent when I got something wrong, for sticking through the AI winter chapter when it was slow, for the octopus argument last video. This channel exists because you show up, and I am aware of what a real gift that is. A small challenge before I sign off. Do something with what you learned. Not a career pivot, not a startup. Something small. Build a tokenizer for a language you love. Write a blog post explaining stochastic parrots to a friend. Reproduce one figure from one paper. The transition from I watched 100 videos to I did something with them is where the real change happens. And it does not have to be big, it just has to be yours. One last thing before the outro. I said in the very first video that this course would not be a marketing pitch for how amazing AI is. It would be an honest tour of a strange field. I hope, having reached video 100, you feel like the promise held. Language is still weird. Machines still stumble in ways humans do not. And there is still an enormous amount of work to do. That is not a downer. That is what makes it worth pointing your attention at. Alright, one more scene. 3 takeaways before the quiz. Yes, we still do the quiz. Course ritual. 1. The 10-lecture arc. Substrate in loan to L3 machinery in L4 to L6, applications in L7 to L9 frontier, and ethics in L10. If you can see that shape, you know what the field looks like from above. 2. 4 resources for what to do next. Jurafsky and Martin, Mitkov Oxford Handbook, Karpathy's Zero to Hero, Chip Huyen on ML systems. Read them in that order and you have a real foundation. 3. Do one thing with what you learned. Small, yours, real. That is where I watched a course turns into I know a field. Quiz 1. Which structure best describes the 10-lecture arc of this course? A random order of topics. B. Substrate loan L3 language, corpora, tokens, then machinery. L4 L6, syntax, semantics, deep learning, then applications. L7-9, core tasks, speech, LLMs, plus retrieval, then frontier, plus ethics, L10, C, alphabetical by author name, or D, just lecture 6, repeated 10 times. B, that is the map. Every lecture had a job. Substrate, machinery, applications, frontier. If you can hold that 4-part shape in your head, you can locate almost any NLP paper you read from now on. Quiz 2. Which is the anchor textbook recommendation for continuing your NLP study? A specific YouTube playlist only. B. Jurafsky and Martin's Speech and Language Processing SLP3. Freely available at stanford.edu/Jurafsky/SLP3 cited every video of this course. The definitive graduate level textbook. C. The GPT-3 paper. Or D. The Transformer paper. B. The Anchor. 3rd edition draft. Free online. Every one of the 100 videos cited a chapter of it. Keep it on your desk. Pair it with Mitkov Oxford Handbook, Karpathy Zero to Hero, and Chip Huyen for the systems side. Quiz 3. What is the small challenge this finale leaves you with? Enroll in a PhD program next week. B. Do one small, real, yours thing with what you learned. Like building a tokenizer for a language you love, writing a blog post explaining stochastic parrots, or reproducing one figure from one paper. C. Buy a new GPU. Or D. Delete your notes. B. Small. Yours, real. That is where I watched a course turns into I know a field. It does not have to be big. It just has to be yours. Back to the puzzle. We have run one throughout every video of this course. Everyone had a small question at the front and a small resolution at the back. And there was a bigger question that ran the whole way through. Do computers understand language? V9 gave the honest answer. This finale is the last piece. There is no next puzzle. There is only what you build after this. If it helps you at all, go back to Lonvon and watch it with everything you know now. It is a different video from that side. Read Jurafsky and Martin, then Mitkov, then watch Karpathy's Zero to Hero, then read Huyen, then build something small that is yours. Thank you for the last 100 videos. Thank you for the attention. It was and continues to be an honor. I am Ani. This has been Computational Linguistics, teaching computers to read. Take care of yourself.